Good evening, everyone. I'm Todd Howard Ezrin, the principal of TOBE DesignGroup, and I want to welcome you all this evening to our live tour of the Subzero Wolf Cove showroom in Columbia, Maryland. I've got with me today Ann Pham, our senior designer, Colin Lyle, our senior designer, and Marcia Abramson, who is our office manager and keeps us in shape. Leading the tour for us from Subzero Wolf is Amy, who will be joining us in a moment. TOBE DesignGroup, we're a full-service interior architecture design firm. We specialize in a range of projects ranging from residential to commercial to multifamily residential. And we firmly believe that TOBE DesignGroup, that every space has a story, and we love to design yours. And we're going to be starting off the tour in their gorgeous wine room, and work our way through the various displays and seeing the different types of appliances that they offer, and why we're going to be learning about the value of buying luxury appliances for your kitchen. So we hope that you will be enjoy the tour, and feel free to ask questions. If you have any questions about any of the finishes of the kitchen displays, feel free to reach out to us via email, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you name it, we're on it. And we'll be happy to find out the answer for you and get back to you. So with that, Amy, would you like to be joining us and leading us into the game room or the wine room?
Great. Welcome everybody to the Subzero Wolf Cove showroom. Like Todd said, I am so happy you are joining us here live, but I hope you grabbed a cocktail or soda or something so you can have a cocktail.
Please join me.
Or a glass of water or whatever, because this is a virtual happy hour. So please join us and follow me into our wine room. Dun, 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 dun. And we have also my wonderful esteemed colleague Alicia, our camera woman for the evening. So thank you, Alicia, for joining us. This is a beautiful room. As you can see, our wine room showcasing Subzero wine. But what I want to explain to you as we're walking through this showroom, I know some of you might be in different parts of the country. But this showroom is in Columbia, Maryland. We cover the Mid-Atlantic region for Maryland, DC, and Virginia. And these showrooms, though, are all over the world. We even have some in Australia. So if you're planning a trip to Australia, you can find one of our beautiful showrooms there as well. We do not sell anything here. It's really about education. It's showing you the different brands that we provide and all the great options to give you inspiration and ideas. Once you've chosen your appliances, then you need to see Todd and his colleagues to design it for you. So make sure you reach out to them for any of your questions. As we're going through, this is just going to be something fun, interesting. I want to make sure that you understand we are the regional wholesale distributor for 5 brands. We represent Subzero for wine storage and refrigeration. Wolf is our cooking specialist, so cooking appliances and ventilation. And Best is also a ventilation brand that we represent. And then we have Cove dishwasher, which is manufactured with Subzero and Wolf in Madison, Wisconsin. And we have Asco, which is also a dishwashers and laundry brand. So those are the brands we represent here. And we're going to show you how, no matter what your budget is, no matter what size your project is, the budget, the size, there's something for you. And we want to make sure that you are aware of all the different options. And again, whatever the budget is, Todd and his group can do it. So follow us. Here, Todd, you want to grab a door?
Yes.
Just push it. Great, welcome. Look at this amazing showroom.
So Amy, let's talk about this display and the appliances in this display.
Yeah.
You've got a beautiful built-in refrigerator side freezer with the paneling on it. And I know that a lot of the refrigerators can come panel ready or stainless steel, but you have to know that in advance before you order.
Yes, great point. So with Subzero, it's really about customization. It's about making it what you want to make it. Obviously, you can do cabinetry. Whatever cabinetry you choose, they can get for you. They can get any color, door style, any hardware you want. You make it what you want it to be in your home. So we can do stainless steel panels, we can do cabinetry panels. As far as cabinetry goes, is there certain styles or colors that you're seeing more of in projects?
White cabinets, the shaker style still seems to be the leading
It's
trend.
timeless.
It's timeless, but I'm just gonna be honest, I'm tired of designing white kitchens. So we'd love to see different finishes, and we're starting to mix in different finishes with the white cabinets.
What other colors are you seeing?
Well, we've got a kitchen project we're starting in Bethesda that they're really interested in a retro look. So we're actually looking at white, a mint green, and a natural wood tone. So that's going to be a
Fun.
really fun kitchen.
Yeah.
We finished up another one in Bethesda that was gray and teal.
Oh,
Teal lower
great.
base cabinets, gray uppers.
Yeah.
So I think the trend is hopefully on its way out of an all white kitchen.
I know we always hear a lot about the white because it is timeless, but definitely adding some pops of different color. Of course, I'm going to say add some red knobs into your project where you'll find the red knobs on Wolf. So, but if you didn't like red, we do have it, of course, in black and stainless steel. Ladies, what kind of projects are you seeing lately as far as like contemporary, transitional, traditional, all of the above? What are you seeing?
Mostly contemporary. I think we have one that's kind of traditional and everything else is pretty contemporary. So
that's great. So you're saying, and in what market? In predominantly the DC Metro Maryland market, you're talking about contemporary?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not less fussy, more clean lines, simple.
Clean, simple, elegant.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to use, easy to clean.
Mm-hmm. And now with the contemporary, you can certainly do that in any color.
You can, and I think we are seeing somewhat of a shift back to some wood tones, but not the dark wood tones. So this tone is probably not as current on the island here.
What are you trying to say,
really
Todd?
It's time for TOBE DesignGroup to come in and refresh this display for you.
Right? I know.
But lighter wood tones, more natural wood tones, like the display behind us.
Yeah.
Or that display
medium
over
wood
there.
tones.
Yeah. Is certainly a trend. Lighting is becoming a key element, and I'm sure as you've noticed that the industry has taken on. I mean, there's just a huge demand for kitchens and appliances, and every manufacturer I know is having banner years, but it's so difficult to get appliances and furniture right now. It's becoming nearly impossible. So
Well, why don't you let the consumers know
Yeah,
about that, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hitting. I'm sure Subzero is not immune to it. Every brand we know has been hit with just a huge supply or demand for appliances, and so I would estimate a minimum of 3 months to maybe 6 months to get appliances, depending what you want.
Yeah, and what were you saying about furniture?
Furniture. Well, we're seeing to get custom made to order upholstery, 30 weeks, 40 weeks. It's a huge confluence of bad events. So actually the bad winter storms that we had back in earlier this year that hit Houston and the oil refineries, that storm affected the manufacturing of foam because petroleum is used in foam. So the big manufacturers are the foam's being rationed and they're only getting 30 to 40% of what they need.
It's so funny that you're talking about that because the foam has affected us as well. Not just our brands, but the foam is affecting refrigeration. It's affecting mattresses, furniture,
Packaging.
packaging. Yeah. So it's terrible and it's out of our control. So the best thing to do is we're just trying to be upfront and honest.
We are.
Right.
So, this kitchen project we're starting in Bethesda, we're actually not going to do it till next year. Because when I met with them, I told them about the issue with appliances, and they said, well, we're actually going to Italy for 4 months. He's a professor. The husband's a professor, and he's teaching in Italy for 4 months. So they said, why don't you just do it for us while we're away? I said, great, well, we're just down the street, and it's better that you're out of the house anyway, because it's a small house and it would be very disruptive. So if you can wait, we can order the appliances and have them ready to go when we're ready for them, because we have
Perfect.
plenty of time. So that's really an ideal situation.
That is
So
ideal.
note to anyone listening, if you would love to have your house designed while you're away.
He's the man for the job. Yes, yes.
So the other moral of the story is if you think you might want to redesign in a few months, get those appliances on order now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, I want to just take a quick break because we need to really introduce someone that is our VIP of the showroom.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually has another event to get to. It's our chef, our corporate chef. I want to just, pause right here, bring you into our live kitchen studio. Our corporate chef is here, where he provides amazing cooking with our live appliances. We have a lot of live appliances that he cooks on for trainings for homeowners. We have product dinner demonstrations. You do need a reservation, but they are complimentary. If you want to make a reservation or visit the showroom, you need an appointment, or you need a reservation, and you can contact Todd and his colleagues directly to do that, and then they will contact me. But we want to introduce Sean to you, so just follow us this way to our kitchen studio. Thank you, Alicia. As we're walking through, you're getting a little bit of a little snippet of our showroom and the different kitchen vignettes. And of course, we would prefer you to come see it live in person, but we also offer in-person and virtual appointments as well. So if you are not wanting to come in or not in the area or not wanting to, come in person, no problem. And here's the man of the hour, Chef Sean. Hey, Sean, yeah. Our new best friend. Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Welcome. I'm Sean Tenner. I'm the chef here, and I'm a resource for Subzero and any of the dealers or designers. If anybody needs to,
And the homeowners.
for anybody who wants to reach out, ask any questions, I'm here to help.
And what is going on over here? I mean,
Can
did
you
you
share
just?
with us some of the
Yeah.
delicacies that you already shared
Certainly.
with us, you've already partaken in?
So if everyone
Enjoy.
was here, everybody would be able to enjoy all of these things. But we have some grilled pita and hummus.
So good.
We have salted caramel popcorn with chocolate. A nice spread of salumi and cheese boards with a bunch of crackers and jams and olives and pickles. Some of the past hors d'oeuvres, we have grilled shrimp with a fennel aioli, burrata with tomatoes and basil. And we did beets with blue cheese and some crumbled biscotti. And over here on the other side, we have prosciutto and melon with balsamic vinegar.
So Sean, I'm going to put you on the spot here and ask you. So Sean has recently joined us from the restaurant business. He used to work in fine dining for many years, and now he brought his fine dining skills to our live kitchen studio. But you did work on commercial equipment versus
I did.
residential. And are you finding that this equipment is more user-friendly for you, even though you know how to cook on anything? How are you feeling with the appliances, because they're new to you?
Yeah, I think definitely for residential use, everything's really easy to use and really easy to figure out settings and, operating the screens and all of the different modes and everything, for sure.
And then if you don't know how to use it, you certainly can come in and try it out, with one of our showroom consultants, with one of our, with our chef. We do provide a lot of different live appliances here: gas, induction, electric. We have all different types of gas ovens, electric ovens, convection steam ovens. What did you make of homemade from scratch in our convection steam oven?
The other day I made biscotti in here, and I was using
Homemade from scratch.
Yep, all homemade from scratch with real flour, eggs, pistachios, citrus zest, olive oil. I use the convection humid mode, and it just really gave it a nice crunchy outside and soft texture on the inside.
So
Really did a really good job.
So really for a gourmet cook, the appliances really offer you a lot of flexibility in how you cook and the different types of things you can prepare
Yeah, absolutely.
than your basic appliances that you might get from another source.
Well, I think also with our appliances, if you don't cook, it helps you to cook. And if you do cook, it makes your life easier. Would you agree with that?
Certainly.
Yeah.
There's a ton of preset features and functions on there that, you know, you don't have to do everything through like manually using like a quick start. You can use a gourmet mode. You can use a bunch of different modes that have all kinds of presets for meat and fish and vegetables. And
What's that gourmet mode?
it's setting right up here. And if we went into it, it just has a bunch of preset functions, different things.
It basically, you tell it what you want to put in it and it cooks it for you. It's pretty awesome with all these preset settings to make your lives easier.
Even eggs.
Even
What?
hard-boiled
Like
eggs.
hard-boiled
Baked
eggs.
goods, baked goods, bread.
Breads in a steam oven,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone could have used that this last year.
Certainly could.
Yeah,
I think steam ovens are gaining in popularity in homes.
they really are. And talking about some more popular appliances too, what would you talk about with induction? Because probably before our kitchen, you were working mostly on gas. Is that correct?
Yeah, certainly.
How would you compare the speed of induction to gas?
I would say it's definitely more reactive. It's faster. Faster, just as strong. It's just it kind of reacts a little bit differently. And what I have on here is I was just tempering chocolate when we did the caramel popcorn earlier, and we sprinkled it all over the chocolate or all over the caramel popcorn. And
And
it's been on this feature here, this melt feature,
for how long?
all afternoon.
That's amazing. I mean, you can just let it sit on the induction and it's not burning.
Pretty much, you can see here, it's just a
Now,
gentle pot of melted chocolate.
keep in mind for anyone who's interested in induction cooking, you have to have special pots. And the litmus test is they have to be magnetized,
Yes, yes. So if you just stick a magnet to the bottom of the pot or pan, it'll
Then it-
work.
then it'll work. Otherwise, any other pot will destroy the top.
Well, it just won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a magnet. So with that being said, with induction, a lot of people are, I'm sorry, I think we have a question here. Let's check our chat off and on while we can. Oh, we have induction cooking. Cooking is great for my candy making. Of course it is. But what's really nice is whether it's electric or gas. The thing is that with induction, it's precise cooking control. It's like an immediate hot, immediate cool down. You don't have to worry about if something boils over, and it's never going to adhere to that surface because you're not heating the surface. You're only heating the pot or pan.
So once you turn it off, it's immediately, you can touch it.
Well, I mean, there's some residual heat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but almost, it goes away pretty quickly.
Yeah, so it's very safe. But here, Alicia, if you don't mind, I'm gonna just put my finger right next to the pot. And I'm sorry, I didn't get a manicure, but here, normally you couldn't do that because it's only heating the pot or pan, very energy efficient. And then as soon as you remove that, it's going to go off. It's going to start to cool down. Just think of, making rice, boil, cover, simmer. How many people are trying to simmer something and it doesn't simmer? It boils, it burns, it scorches.
I always boil over the pot. It's overflowing.
Todd, you need some induction cooking appliances. So,
I married a chef.
okay. Or get your own chef. Okay. So speaking of chefs, of course, I'm going to ask, do you have a favorite appliance in our kitchen studio that you enjoy working with so far?
It's like choosing your favorite.
And there's no wrong answer.
I mean, I've been using the the gas range top and the convection steam oven mostly. So if I had to pick, I'd say probably either the gas range top or the convection steam oven.
Mhm.
At this moment are my favorites.
Okay, so we did have a question about the induction cooking surface. These are very durable from Wolf. Basically, you would really have to actually take a pot or pan and get really angry at the cooktop and slam it down to actually do anything to it. You can actually, these are great for cleaning. A lot of people think of these like you can't clean it up because they're used to an electric surface, that it's actually just heating the surface. So here, you can actually cook on a paper towel because it's a magnetic field. It's only going to have the heat going to the pot or pan. That's magnetic. You stick a magnet to the bottom of the pot or pan. If it sticks, it will work. Otherwise, you put a paper towel down and if anything should explode, wipe it right up. So it's great for cleaning, great for precise cooking control, and very durable how we manufacture the surface. Did we have another question, Alicia?
We do, Amy. The next question, and you've maybe covered it a little bit with the last discussion. Are there any special maintenance requirements?
Oh, no, really, there are no maintenance
Just
requirements.
soap and water.
Easy to clean.
Easy to clean. I would, if I own this, I would put a paper towel down and just wipe it up. But you could just use dish soap and easily wipe it up and clean it up and maybe follow it up with some Windex for the glass surface.
And then another, so between the oven that steams and the induction cooking, can we actually do away with all of the extra countertop appliances? No more Instant Pot, rice cooker, slow cooker, air fryer, etc.
I love that question. Wouldn't that be great, especially in small kitchens, to get rid of
Yes,
everything?
yes, and actually, yes, you can. I actually personally have worked with many people who have gotten rid of all of those countertop appliances. So yes, you definitely can, because you can really do almost anything between the convection steam oven, the induction cooking surface. With that convection steam oven also, it's like having 5 appliances in one. In that one area, you can have the convection oven to cook anything in a traditional oven with convection, which is using heated fan technology to disperse the temperature and heat evenly. Steaming, is it, chef, is it just for vegetables and seafood?
No, not at all.
What's it for? What other things can we cook? Well, you said hard-boiled eggs.
Eggs, I mean, anything you would blanch, I kind of think of anything you blanch,
Mhm.
you can kind of put in there.
Yeah. But what about the slow roast feature? You can slow roast meats, forget that crock pot, right?
Absolutely. So slow roasting meats and kind of make the roasted meat jobs a lot easier for you.
So these types of appliances are really great for condos or houses with tiny kitchens that so you can get rid of all those extra things when you don't have a place to store the crock pot and the rice cooker and all those things, when you can just boil it down into 2 or 3 really good appliances, invest in those, and then you can save a lot of countertop space and storage space. So I think that's a really key point.
And storage is always an issue in every kitchen, no matter what the size is, of course. So, and going back to the convection steam oven, I mean, you can literally do anything in there. You know, chef mentioned, you know, making bread, baked goods. Even if there's even a setting, if you bought some frozen food entrees or appetizers, there's a preset setting. You tell it what's on the box and it does it for you. There's a keep warm feature. And it's also great, like even for sanitizing, baby bottles, and then easy cleanup. Use the steam, clean it up, wipe it out. I mean, easy. And all of our appliances are built to last 20+ years. So you're making a very nice long-term investment. It's not going to be like disposable appliances nowadays that are lasting how many years typically?
I just got rid of a brand refrigerator.
Don't
which I'll
talk
say
bad
nameless.
about another
After
brand.
4 years, I won't say which one, but I can tell you that in the house I grew up in Potomac, we had 36-inch wide, side-by-side freezer refrigerator, Subzero. And my mother will say, in the 28 years that we lived in that house, she had 2 service calls. So that's an attest right there. They built that house in 1981 and she had 2 service calls in 28 years.
That is amazing. And we did not pay him to say that.
Absolutely.
I mean, we really
I
didn't.
should have,
Those
my
are
mother,
facts.
she would have loved to come tonight.
I know.
maybe we
She
should
could have
go-
picked out a new
She
Sub-Zero.
could have. Should we go out to the
Yes,
showroom and look at some of the beautiful displays?
I'm
and-
sorry to interrupt, but we are going to say goodbye to our chef because he has another
Yeah.
event to get to.
Chef Sean, thank you so much.
Have a
for the
good night, everybody.
delicious
And,
food.
and come make an appointment or reservation to meet Sean in person.
We absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
We
Have a good night,
appreciate
everybody.
you. So let's follow Todd and we're going to take a little bit of a tour this way.
So, this is actually only my second time here, but it's a huge resource to learn a lot of things. And one thing that Chef Sean mentioned, and I wanted to, Amy, you could expand on, is to explain the difference between a range top and a range, because I think some people might not be familiar with that.
Perfect. Great segue to this kitchen
Yeah.
vignette right here. We have a range top and a range
Yeah.
right here. So, and it's funny because a lot of times it's just different terminology and nomenclature, because a lot of times, what do we call this over here? What do you guys call it before you came in here? Not a
Stove.
range,
Stove.
a stove, a stove, exactly. So a lot of times it's like, you might have your kitchen from 20, 30 years ago, and a lot of these appliances were not even available. That's why this showroom is such a great resource. That's why TOBE DesignGroup is such a great resource, because they can tell you what's new and exciting, where to go.
Yeah, let's just say a range is really the technical word, the appropriate word for the stove and the oven as one unit that basically slides into the location.
Yeah, so you have the cooking surface here and the oven below. Ooh, look
I
at that
love
blue.
blue here.
Ooh, ah.
That is really
And this
cool.
is, again, you could get with red knobs if you want.
Red, black, or stainless steel knobs,
Yeah.
of course, yes.
I'm always a fan of the red knobs.
Yes, yeah, but so, and then we
Speaking
have
of
the red, speaking of red,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so the range top is really just
the top of the range.
the top of the range.
Yeah.
And this you would typically just see on an island or a peninsula by itself, if you might have a bank of wall of it somewhere else. This is different than the cooktop.
Yes,
So the cooktop is set into the countertop, which we'll see in some other displays. Is there a reason why someone may want to go with a range top over a cooktop?
that is a great question. So let me just come over here. So first of all, this is actually our 4-burner range top. That's 48 inches with a 35,000 BTU wok burner right in the middle. But there's a lot of different variations to range tops and ranges that we offer, including all burners, grills, griddles. There's a lot of multifunctional uses. But a lot of times people will say, what's better? Gas or electric for ovens? What's better? A range top or a cooktop? When it comes to Wolf appliances, there is not one that's better or worse. It's what's best for you. Just like what Todd and his group do for you, it's what's best for you. We're not pushing gas or electric, gas or induction. How do you cook? What do you like to cook? What is more important to you? And this is really, a lot of times people don't cook at all. And that's totally fine. We get people in here that are like, hey, I just want the red knobs. And here's our group following in. Hello. So sometimes people will base it just on aesthetics, how it looks. Sometimes people want it for function and sometimes both. The range top is going to be more powerful and offer the wok, offer the grill, the griddle, where the cooktop is going to be burners. So that's going to be your main difference.
And I'd also say there's probably a slight aesthetic difference. This is a little more industrial looking,
Professional.
professional, which
Yeah,
can go in
it's
traditional
nothing
or
else.
contemporary or traditional, but the
Yeah.
cooktop is definitely somebody who wants a more streamlined,
Yeah.
sleeker look.
And we have one right
Yeah.
over here. So let's take
Yeah,
a
why
look
don't
at
we
that
wander
into
over
our
that way?
contemporary, one of our
I'll let you
contemporary
lead the way.
cooktops. Yep. So as you're seeing here, we're just taking another look at a different vignette in here.
But wait, before we go all the way, and here's the wall of knobs. I love, here's all the different color handles and styles.
Yes.
Valve styles you can
Yes.
do, and the different pulls you can do on various things. So you can really integrate the handle on the ovens and the dishwasher or the refrigerator, so it's all integrated. Because you never want to buy appliances where the handles are all different looking. It's got to look good aesthetically.
No,
But
right.
so here's a cooktop.
Yep. So here, this is a beautiful 36-inch contemporary gas cooktop that is completely flush into the countertop. And this is just one of the models, but it's a beautiful quartzite countertop that has this fully flush. Of course, the knobs can be black, red, or stainless steel. But what's awesome here too is we have refrigeration hiding in these beautiful refrigerator drawers. Both drawers here.
And can these be refrigerator or freezer?
Yes, they can. You can do refrigeration, freezer, whatever
Can you
you
change
want.
it back and forth?
You cannot change it back and
So you
forth.
have to decide.
You have to decide. So however it's manufactured,
Yeah.
however it's manufactured is how it will be. And that's the same with all of our cooking surfaces, our refrigeration, because really they manufacture it to what you want, and that's going to last you 20+ years.
And I wanted to notice, since you mentioned that these are quartzite counters as a finished type of material, most people think you can take a hot pot and take it right off the stove and put it on quartz or granite. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but quartzite is actually one of those materials that I probably still wouldn't do it because you're investing a fair bit of money, but theoretically you're supposed to be able to put a hot pot right on quartzite. I also, because this display is so beautiful, I wanted to show the details on the edge of the island.
With
It's
that
not
waterfall.
the waterfall, but it doesn't come quite all the way down. So they did a 2-layer wrap. They did almost a waterfall edge of the cabinet material, and then they layered the stone top on top of it. And it looks like it's actually 2 different stones that are together. And then the beautiful, I think, just great detail of the lighting.
Yeah, so we're also seeing, again, we don't do anything with lighting, but we are seeing a lot more with lighting at the toe kick.
Yeah.
So that can be turned on by a toggle switch or sensored lighting. So you walk into that dark kitchen room and then the light just automatically goes on.
And since we're just talking briefly about lighting, and it's not a lighting seminar, but we just finished a condo in Silver Spring, Maryland, where we did lighting in the master bathroom, or I should say the main bathroom in the toe kick, because they can leave it on as a night light. So it's also good wayfinding for older adults who might get up in the middle of the night and don't want to turn all the lights on, but they have a soft glow coming out of the bathroom and they can easily find their way around.
For any age.
That's really any age.
Children, oh yeah.
Children, and
yeah.
so it could even be just a night light in the kitchen. And LED tape light is so inexpensive to get today, and it's so minimal that you can put it almost anywhere.
Yeah,
It
we
doesn't take
actually have it taped in here, this LED light. Yeah.
So I just think this display is just, and notice the doors to the refrigerator.
Oh,
It's
I'm
just-
sorry. Alicia's saying we have a question before you show that.
Okay.
So if we could just do a question here. Are any of your non-electric appliances Energy Star rated? Yeah, so we do have a bunch of Energy Star rated appliances in reference to specifically the Subzero models and dishwashers. So, and that to let you know, if you ever wanted to know if an appliance is Energy Star rated, it's actually on a generic website from the government, and it's energystar.gov, G-O-V. So if you ever wanted to find out if a certain model or brand had an Energy Star rated appliance, you could find it there on that website. Thank you. So back to you,
Yeah, I just
Todd.
wanted to highlight, just the sleekness of what Subzero can do with the refrigerator, that it's just completely flush and built in to the cabinetry. So you almost don't even know, other than the handle, that it's here.
Yeah, and also you could do a lot. We have some actually handle-less appliances as well without a handle. Do we see what's up in our ceiling?
So up in the ceiling, so this is the cooktop on the island. So now you're wondering where the vent is. In some cases, you can do, well, with the range top, if it's in the island, you do a pop-up hood.
A range top or a cooktop?
Or a cooktop, and you have one of those.
The pop-up down draft.
Draft
We
up,
can
we
take
can
a
show
look
you.
at that.
But
Yeah.
in this one, it's recessed with lighting in the soffit above the cooktop, which is just gorgeous. So it's a very, for a contemporary kitchen, you don't want something hanging down. You want it very sleek and very flush and minimalistic. This is a great option.
And even, I'm sorry, Colin, yeah.
Where are the controls for the hood?
That is a great question, right here in the remote. We don't make you get on a ladder to try to operate that thing, okay? So there's a great remote, very handy. I know you brought up contemporary. This is a very contemporary kitchen, but this ventilation in the ceiling, it's great if you don't, you have those beautiful windows and it's, looking out, you want to block a view. You don't want a big hood hanging down, but you want to make sure you have proper ventilation. That's a great option. You can also build the soffit down to whatever height you want it to have it at. So you could do that too. Yeah.
So let's go see the pop-up downdraft, because I think
Yes.
that some people don't even know what that is.
Absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of ventilation, we're going to take a walk this way, Alicia, if you don't mind taking a walk towards the front display so we can show off one of the downdrafts. As we are walking, I think we got a question here.
Oh, it says it may just be me, but what Amy said about ventilation cut out.
Okay. All right. So in reference to ventilation, I think I actually started to talk, but then I didn't finish my sentence. So in reference to ventilation, it's very important to choose your cooking appliance first before you can determine what is needed for ventilation. So you must choose your cooking surface. So like here we have the range top, then we have a cooktop, which is what Todd was talking about, and then another range top. Now, I want to mention here, you would have to choose your cooking surface first, then that determines what is needed for your fan, your blower, your ventilation. And it is a code, a requirement to have proper ventilation for your cooking appliance. And Todd, you can tell people, do they need ventilation?
Yes, you do.
You might not want to turn it on, but
You might not want to turn it on, but it could set off your smoke detectors. It could cause a lot of smells to go all over the house. You want the proper ventilation. You do not want it to be under ventilated.
yeah. And also with new appliances and new materials, it's really important that you spend all this money on the backsplash, the tile. If you're using your ventilation, it's not going to have that sticky, tacky feeling on the cabinetry and the tile if you're using ventilation properly. We also had somebody mention about makeup air. So makeup air, first of all, you should be hiring a professional for your project. That's number one. If you're trying to do, a DIY project on your own, it's a lot more challenging, and that's why you should choose like a design professional, like Todd and the colleagues here. I'm just going to quickly do a pop-up here for the downdraft that's going to pop up and elevate and talk about that. Getting back to makeup air, so here's the situation with makeup air and ventilation. There's a lot of different code requirements to pass inspection in your home. You want to make sure, now more than ever, people are at home, cooking more at home. You want to make sure the air is healthy in your home environment. It's unbelievable how unhealthy the air is in a lot of homes. Long time ago, what did you use for ventilation? You opened a window, okay? Nowadays, that doesn't cut it. So makeup air is actually, it can be part of your HVAC system on new build homes. If you upgrade your HVAC system for a remodel, part of that, which is allowing clean air to come into the house. A lot of these appliances are larger appliances with a larger output of power, smoke, heat, and you need to have that clean air coming in. Now, for some of you, you're probably thinking, what in the world is she talking about? This is why you hire a design professional. You have an HVAC trade professional to work on your project.
Yeah.
But the makeup air is a code to have when you have a cooking surface that is 400 CFM for the blower, that a requirement is 400 CFM or greater for the fan size, that is required to have that makeup air. Now, if you don't have it in the HVAC system, you can get a part, it's called a makeup air damper. Wolf and Best both have that, and that's part of the ventilation that'll bring that clean air back in. What were
Well, I
you
was
gonna
gonna
say?
say, I mean, I think, you know, the past year and a half has brought out that with COVID, that indoor air quality is really a huge driver of making people sick in office buildings and homes. We don't realize how much indoor air quality really impacts us. So having the right ventilation for your home and your cooking is really key.
It really is. And so let me just quickly point out here. So this was a pop-up ventilation product here called a pop-up downdraft. Some people might know a downdraft as being in the surface, but that doesn't really work well because air and heat rises. So it can't rise and then go back down. So now there are great options for it elevating above the pots and pans. This one has some different levels of ventilation, some built-in lighting, very easy. And then when it's not in use, it's just flush down and hiding. So this is something great in a setting, again, if you don't want to have a big hood blocking a view or into the family room or anything like that. But it's making sure that there's different options available no matter what.
Who makes this?
Best makes
That's
this,
Best,
but Wolf and Best have different options.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as the indoor air quality, going back to that, again, like you said, you know, people are not realizing how many people are getting respiratory challenges in their family with asthma. It's funny, people don't realize how much more prevalent asthma is nowadays than it was 20, 30 years ago. And that is because of the poor indoor air quality that we're living in. So you need proper ventilation and you need to turn it on. And you
Yeah.
need to use it.
Mhm.
Let's face it, Americans spend a lot of their time indoors.
Yeah.
You were given oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was
Come
gonna
on
say,
over.
I have adult onset asthma, so you definitely don't want it. So take care of that air quality.
Yes.
So Amy, I see standing behind Kala, we have a lot of different accessories also that you can get to complement your kitchen. So
Yes.
you want to share some of these things?
I do. So of course, we talked about the countertop appliances, getting rid of them.
But
But if you don't want to get rid of them, first of all, if you want a new set of pots and pans that are induction ready, we have them. Actually, this is our Wolf Gourmet section. And in this section here, this is actually part of our national rebate promotion. So if you buy our appliances, you could get this for free. So this is amazing. Yeah. So you, so it's really great because our national promotion, which you can find on our Subzero Wolf website. If you are purchasing certain appliances, you can qualify for certain rebates, $1,000 back, 3-year additional warranty on everything, points to get all of these wonderful Wolf Gourmet appliances or pots and pans. Of course, you see red knobs. You can get red, black, or stainless steel knobs as well. But this is really great with the promotion. So some brands might offer like a free dishwasher, free hood. We have a lot of different free, prizes here for Wolf Gourmet or the $1,000 rebate. And it's really great. I mean, who doesn't want something for free,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was just looking at the wall behind Alicia.
Our history
The
wall.
history, Sub-Zero is an old company. It dates back to 1925, actually 1926. I guess when the founder, according to the wall.
Yes, the Bakke family, Westy
Bakke.
Bakke. Mhm.
Started the company in 1926 in Madison, Wisconsin. And so as you can see, I mean, it's getting close to being 100 years old. So it's around for a reason. It's a premium, a luxury brand, but it's built to last.
Now, Todd, I want to just ask you also, you were talking about the countertops. I want to take you over here to an interesting countertop we have, and then just ask you, what kind of different countertop materials are you seeing in some of your projects?
Yeah. So
To the black, actually it's black one. It's actually a leathered A leathered granite, I believe. Again, this is not what I do. I do the appliances.
Yeah,
but-
this is, I mean, this is a more of the unusual ones. We don't, this is a very specialty for someone who wants something very specific. It's a beautiful countertop. It's sort of a matte finish with a texture to it, easily cleaned.
What kind of different countertop surfaces are you
Yeah.
seeing in your project?
You know, the market, I'd say 80% of the market is gone towards quartz.
Mm-hmm.
And the trend.
And it used to be granite.
It used to be granite was
Yeah.
the gold standard. And in fact, I remember when my parents, after being in the house for so many years, had the original laminate countertop because the house was built in the 80s, which was what it was for. I mean, at the time, my mother said, "Can I put laminate countertops back in?" I'm like, "No, granite's the gold standard." But we're seeing quartz as the majority of the marketplace because people want that marble look, and you really don't want to use marble in a kitchen because it's acidic, it's porous, it stains easily. You'd have to seal it all the time. So there are really no good white quartzes out there. They just don't exist. God didn't make a good one. So, but you can achieve that look in quartz. So people love the white with a vein popping through. But this is a beautiful one, and this is a very flush electric stovetop.
It is
Cooktop.
induction
Induction,
cooktop.
sorry,
Induction
cooktop.
flush
But
cooktop.
Look how slick it is.
Yeah, and I think Colin wanted to share something with
Oh, I was
us.
just gonna say that with granite, you don't get that veining like you can create in the quartz to make
Yeah.
it look like marble.
Yeah. So it's but this is beautiful. You know, we haven't really touched on the dishwasher. They talked a little bit about the cooking appliances. One cooking appliance that we haven't touched on is the microwave drawer.
Mhm.
I'm not sure everyone's really familiar with the microwave drawer, which is something that came out of the commercial market, so that offices can be ADA compliant. When ADA was enacted, you really couldn't put the microwave on top of the counter anymore because people in wheelchairs couldn't reach them. Countertops had to be
You
lowered.
couldn't put them in the upper cabinets like you can at home.
Right.
And then if you put it on the countertop, that
It's-
takes away that countertop
Right.
space.
So the microwave drawer was born out of that, and it's really morphed into something more practical for home.
And Marcia, you were saying it's life
It
changing.
is,
Why do you say that?
it is the best thing we ever did. It gets the microwave off the counter. It opens easily. It just looks great. It's easy to put things in, take them out, and you don't lose any of your countertop
Yeah,
space.
you know,
Let's
most
take
of
a
us
closer
are.
look at
Yeah,
that.
most of us are used to the microwave above the cooktop or the range,
Mhm.
and then you have to take something out and down, and you could risk spilling it on you, where you can just open a drawer and lift it out. And it's great for even not young little kids, but kids old enough that the parents want them to be able to do things on their own. They can't reach the microwave above the range or higher up in a cabinet, but it's right below the countertop, and it's really a great feature.
Before we take a closer look at that, I just want to give just a little sneak peek at our outdoor
Sure.
kitchen area. We have to watch our time because we're very respectful of your time. We have only about 10 minutes left, but I just want to point out the outdoor kitchen. More and more people are doing the outdoor kitchen space, no matter what size it is. If you just want to grill, great. If you want to add some refrigeration, ice maker, outdoor warming drawer. I mean, I'm sure everybody's sick of having, cold outdoor food. It's hard to juggle everything when you're grilling. Outdoor refrigeration, outdoor ice maker. This is a great extension of your home. It's adding another room to the house. It's adding value to your home. And definitely when more and more people are at home, it's like, let's get out of the
Well,
home.
It's also one of the reasons we're seeing the huge demand since we've been home for a year and a half. People are really spending a lot of time, and they're actually enjoying spending the time, but they're seeing where they can put money into their home and get the most bang for their buck and the value out of it. And I think we're going to still see people continuing to spend more time at home, but also wanting to be outdoors
And
Can
entertaining.
you see it?
and entertaining.
Once they're able.
Yeah.
And entertain outside or inside.
Yeah.
And really being able to enter practically and easily.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We did, as far as the ice makers, there are a variety of different ice makers that can produce different shapes and styles of ice, and the crushed ice and the nugget ice. Now we don't produce crushed ice in our ice makers. There are some brands that do, and even like the size Ionic nugget ice. There's different ice makers that make that. Subzero makes a certain shape and style ice cube. People are very particular about their ice shapes and styles. So you might want to see that in person to make
Mhm.
sure you're getting the right product for you,
It
because
depends on what alcoholic drink you're serving.
yes,
The ice
true.
is important.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's take a look at that microwave drawer, Alicia. So we're going to take a walk through our showroom again. And something I want to bring up about the microwave drawer, and then we're also right in the same kitchen vignette is that dishwasher. We want to take a look at our new Cove dishwasher.
Yeah.
And so the microwave drawer is going to be really a different type of microwave, that it doesn't just microwave, it actually, you can tell it what you're putting in it and it does it for you. For example, you go to melt butter. It doesn't melt in a microwave, it boils, okay? Or explodes. In our microwave drawer, if you see the button that says open, close, we have a push button, open, close, that Todd's standing next to. Going back to the butter melting, you can actually say, I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of butter or a half a cup of butter, whatever it is, it will melt it for you according to what you're telling it, what you're putting in, and it will do it for you appropriately. So when we're doing the open close, very easy. This can be fully flushed into the countertop, underneath the countertop in the cabinetry. Alicia, if you could get in a little close up in here, what's missing in here?
The turntable.
The turntable, that's right. And guess why that's so great? Because instead of having your 1 bowl of soup, 4 bowls of soup at the same time, heated evenly.
Oh,
How about that? Your family of 4 can now enjoy the soup at the same time. 9x13 casserole dish, heated up in there. One time. You can't do that in a traditional microwave. So we do offer a traditional swing door microwave, a drop down door microwave, can be installed anywhere. The microwave drawer is definitely something to consider. Also, talking about the ADA, can you tell us a little bit about what that's about?
Well, so, the American Disabilities Act, I forget how many years ago it was enacted. Do you remember, Colin? But
I think they started putting it together in the late 60s.
so
And I think in the 90s is when it started to get
yeah,
codified.
I mean, it was meant to bring accessibility to the workplace. So that meant now that countertops could be no higher than 34 inches so that somebody could, reach things. So that actually impacted dishwashers because if you had a pantry in your office and you need a dishwasher, so one of the brands that they represent here, ASCO, is a European brand, but they were one of the early brands that adopted ADA compliant dishwashers. Most dishwashers are meant to fit in a 36-inch high countertop. When you go down to 34, it's not as easily, they're not easily to find. So ASCO actually did make a ADA compliant dishwasher. And all these things that started in the workplace really moved to the residential because accessibility in people's homes became very important. So we see a lot of things with closets and kitchen cabinets where you can open the cabinets doors and you can push a button and all the contents can literally lower down for someone who's wheelchair bound. So,
Or even just having back problems.
or even back problems,
Yeah.
or you're, it's someone who has mobility issues and can't reach all that high. We just had a client who moved into a condominium in Silver Spring, Maryland, and she's completely in a wheelchair. So we had closets with rods that could pull down so she could pull the top shelf or top rod down. But that's where the microwave drawer came from. And then the dishwasher. But they're really practical. I have one at home. Marcia has one. It's one of my favorite. I don't know how to use our range, but I know how to use the microwave drawer.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that
And
matters
you're
because I married
happy.
someone who cooks for me.
You're happy, yeah. Yeah, and talking about that with ADA compliant appliances, more than ever now, living in place is a big part of a lot of different projects where people are staying in their homes longer. They may not go into assisted living or nursing homes, and they want to make sure that that home is going to be safe and functional. So no matter whether you're starting out buying your first home, you're in your 20s, your 30s, or no matter what age you are, it can be done with appliances, with TOBE DesignGroup, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing, now you're seeing more and more touchless faucets because you're cooking with meat and you touch raw meat. You can't clean your hands. You can have touchless faucets, trash cans that can open and close by voice or touch, or actually sensor.
Yeah, talking about connected.
Yeah, I've seen, I saw a display a couple years ago at the National Building Museum. It was an accessible home where the sink could go down. It was a complete accessible apartment, and everything could raise and lower according to the height of the person who was using it.
It's amazing what technology can do now, and also with smart technology, connected appliances.
Yes.
We offer a variety of different smart technology, but that's also in like the sensor faucets. You could preheat your oven on your way home from work, and right from your phone or your iPad before you left work. You can, if you're away on vacation and something happens to your appliance, it can send you an alert. You can change temperatures for your oven from your phone or your iPad, but there's a lot of great smart capability throughout the home for safety.
All of it's being, unfortunately or fortunately, we're becoming more and more connected to our phones and our
families.
and our family and our tablets.
Did I say that?
You sit at the dinner table and you text each other. Nobody talks anymore. We've sort of forgotten, but there's pluses and minuses, and the plus side is there's a lot of positive things with the connectivity for keeping your home safe. You can have sensors if you have a vacation home. There's sensors to let you know where there's water leaks, or you can shut off access to water. So there's a lot of good things that are coming out of the connectivity.
Definitely, yeah. So we only have a few minutes left. We're going to make sure that you see our new Cove dishwasher right here. Can someone open that up? Oh, before you open it, notice that it's fully integrated with a cabinet panel, so you can't even tell is it a dishwasher or not. Of course, you won't be able to hear it because it is so quiet. Marsha, can you open that up for us? Pop down that door. What do we see? Lights. It's like lights, camera, action. Pull out the 3 racks.
Oh my God.
And check it out. So Cove is manufactured with Subzero and Wolf in Madison, Wisconsin. This is the only dishwasher with a 5 full-year warranty on all parts and labor. Typical appliance warranty is 1 year. A lot of flexibility. Would you like to clean your dishes without pre-cleaning them? So you don't have to pre-wash your dishes before you put them in there.
I mean, for the person who has dish duty in my home,
Yes.
and they often get rejected and put back for me to redo, I would like this dishwasher.
Yeah.
In my
So, I mean, do you know how much water is wasted and how much time is wasted when you're pre-washing your dishes to put them in the dishwasher? So scrape off the big chunks of food, put it in the dishwasher and let it work.
And the sticky bits, right?
And the sticky bits, they'll be coming off. You don't have to worry about like egg and cheese.
I want to
Oh my God.
highlight
Yeah,
Amy,
it's like
the
croquettes.
adjustability of
Yes.
So you have, you can take these racks in and out. This is great for flatware, for cooking utensils that don't fit in the tray. You can, I don't know how you do it on yours, but I know you can adjust the heights up and down depending on if you have stemware that might be a little taller and it needs a little more room. So you're seeing a lot of adjustability on these types of dishwashers.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's really for convenience. And I love the way this one integrates the the flatware up here,
Or it can be removed.
but it's almost out of the way
Yeah.
where,
Yeah. And this also, you can actually put your stemware down the bottom or the top. So that's not usual. And how about 3 spray arms, 1 for each level. So cleanability, drying, and guess what? It actually dries your plastic ware, which is usually an issue. But come check it out in person. You can also do the stainless steel and the cabinetry front, whatever you want. And we're going to actually be very respectful of your time and let you know that we're right at the finish time of about 6:30. I want to thank you for joining me in the showroom. I'm so glad that you were able. I'm getting out of the way. Then you guys are gonna take it away and say goodbye.
I really want to thank Amy and Alicia for really taking the time, spending the time this evening, showing us around this beautiful showroom and really what the value is on luxury appliances for the whole team, minus one person who's in Seattle, Washington.
But she's on here.
But she's on here.
She's
Hello,
on
Sharon, for joining us, to on this journey. It's really we'd love to bring clients up here to educate them, to really spend time playing with the appliances, to understand all the adjustabilities, the griddles, the everything available with the range tops and the cooktops and the ranges and the ovens. There's a lot of information that we just couldn't even pass on to you in 60 minutes.
This is actually just a little preview, a little sneak peek of what we have. But remember, if you're not sure about these brands, if you're not sure about the options, contact Todd and the team. You have their contact information, email them, call them, wherever you are, they can do your project. And I think we have maybe another question or two, Alicia?
Yeah. Before you get to the question, I just want to say, Sharon, if you want to put into the chat our contact information so people have it, we would love to put that in there. And then if you have the question.
Well, Sharon was one that said thank you, and thank you to everyone who joined us. And then she said hello back when you were saying hi, and she's just added your website as well as phone. And then questions, a couple that I'm going to mention that I didn't want to interrupt earlier, but Amy, you did get a thumbs up on how well you explained the makeup air.
And believe me, I could have taken a whole day to talk about makeup air, but that would have been horrible. And I hope you're all drinking because you would have needed a lot of drinks to deal with that. So.
And then when we were talking about the crushed ice, it was, oh darn, we love crushed ice, but I dislike my fridge freezer, not to be mentioned, and hope to upgrade. I'm guessing hope to upgrade to a Sub-Zero.
We hope so.
And then Aubrey asked location. So I'm maybe thinking location of our showroom.
Yeah, so our location for this showroom is in Columbia, Maryland. Their location is in Bethesda, Maryland. But guess what? It doesn't matter where you are. Todd and his group can design for you. Our appliances are international. We have these showrooms everywhere. So if you need to know a location that's in this Maryland, DC, Virginia area, we can help you out. Just reach out to Todd and his group.
And the other thing I mentioned, since this is not a place where you actually buy appliances, many of the dealer showrooms that we do buy the appliances through, and we have several that we work with very closely, they also have some of the appliances on display. And they're also very knowledgeable in the appliances. They do come here for extensive training. So we can also, if Columbia is not convenient for you, we could take you to one of the partner showrooms.
Or a virtual appointment.
Or a virtual appointment. That's right. They actually, I forgot, you can do a virtual tour and a very detailed virtual tour of the showroom.
Sitting at the beach, you could do a virtual appointment, whatever you want. So, but remember, no matter what the size is, no matter what the budget is, there's a lot of different new and exciting options out there for you. And the best thing to do is to contact Todd and his group. And if you need anything from me, Todd will let me know.
I will say they're open no matter whether it's rain, hail, sleet, or snow. Since I came here in the worst snowstorm of the year this year.
And I was here working.
And you were here working. So,
and it was just me, Todd, and his client.
Yeah, it was. Everybody else left. They were on their way home.
I
safely.
remember that.
But we stayed.
Full concierge.
So
service.
even I come out in the rain, sleet, and snow.
Right, exactly. So we want to thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it. So I'm going to let you all say your goodbyes and whatever you want to say here.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us on this journey this evening. We hope you enjoyed it. And we look forward to doing another webinar somewhere else for you to join. And
Thanks. Thank you. I hope you had fun. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everybody. It was great to talk with you tonight.